Now, since you wanted to discredit the other videos because of my preaching and all my other things, know, number one, I am not a normal individual. All right? I don't believe in the same things that you likely believe in. But I talk into a tone that these people around here are used to and capable of understanding, because that is the mentality of the Bible Belt that we have to deal with. And while, yes, you have to understand that while most people are condescending towards that tone, generally speaking, 75% of Louisiana, the good people of Louisiana, go to church. They believe in that tone. And as a ULC minister, I have every right in the world to use it. Now, we're going to move beyond all of this about the validity of what I can and can't do, what I'm saying and what I experience and what's been documented on film. We're going to move beyond all of that. And we're going to speak now about what I have done in lieu of everything. So after contacting myself, after contacting the DEA, after myself contacting the sheriff's office, after myself contacting the local police department, after myself contacting all of these individuals that are higher powers of authority, even including the Department of Health, which has not been put up on video yet because that one I'm saving for a rainy day. I want you to understand, you have absolutely no right to discredit me. None whatsoever. Discrediting me is to discredit my story, my experiences, my life, and everything that I've got on video. And you want me to be realistic? I am being realistic. You do not prescribe medication without a venue of access to patients, per the DEA, in any state, because you can't write it on a prescription 1 pad. And that's exactly what they've done. Or a prescription pad. You can't put prescription 1 or schedule 1 on a prescription pad. It's illegal. It's completely illegal. They have to write out doctor recommendations. They have to write out doctor recommendations. If they don't write out doctor recommendations and they're writing prescriptions, they're writing prescriptions for a Schedule 1 substance without it being put into Schedule 2, because that is how Senator Mills' bill, the vernacular, was set up. That is illegal. That is completely illegal. Per the DEA. And it does not matter. I know I have a DEA license. Now, if you want to get into the reality of some things, what I've done in lieu of all of these experiences that I've went through, I've contacted every state senator and representative, and I've told them that what needs to happen, because there's no reason why patients should be being harassed for being a patient. There's no reason why the cops don't know the rule set. I don't want to hear, oh, well, this is the South, this takes time. No, how hard is it to take a damn piece of paper, put it into a printer, print off a memorandum, and fax it to everybody? How hard is that? Last time I checked, that don't take but about 15 damn minutes. And then to top it off, while I'm being questioned without being detained about my medication that I haven't had a venue of access to, which is illegal by the DEA. And I'm not talking about cannabis being illegal. I'm talking about the fact that you can't write a prescription and the patient not have access to it. That's illegal. And it doesn't make me a bad apple in the batch for calling this out. It makes me somebody that's going, where the hell is my medicine at? I want safe access. I don't want to have to go to Joe Schmo on the corner and likely get fucking shot for trying to get my medicine. That's bullshit. And yes, I have PTSD. I have ADD and I have a TBI. I have seizures. And they've got all my medicine all fucked up. All of it. But that does not mean that anything that I've got on video is not real, is not documented, is not valid. Because it's all documented, valid, and very real, man. So if you're going to discredit me for the right reasons. Discredit me because, I don't know, I testified against the Mexican cartel because they were in the Marine Corps. If you're going to discredit me, find something else to discredit me over. But don't discredit me over something that I've got on video. Because that's not cool. And don't tell me that to be realistic, whenever the system only takes a couple of pieces of paper to be signed. I don't want to hear about how it's the South whenever you can't accept the testimonial sermon that I have to provide about these experiences that I've been through. It's bullshit. And if anything of all, these representatives, these senators should be listening to me because I have about 15 years worth of activism underneath my belt. I have about 15 years worth of activism of working with the different states involved in legalizing cannabis because I happen to know the rule set of how this should work. I've given them basically their only options, and this is the reality. They have two options in this whole thing. Two. One is to pass an actual amendment that would actually make medical marijuana and possibly recreational marijuana a legitimate thing in the state of Louisiana and accrue taxes through the marijuana tax stamp. The second thing, because see, Senator Mills' bill does not address the Tax Stamp Act. The second thing is that they would have to, if they decide to say, no, well, we're not going to do that, well, then how about protect the patients and make it where doctors are writing doctor recommendations and the patients get a card. And whenever they go purchase their card and file it, and they have the filing fee, well, that filing fee for that card includes the Marijuana Tax Stamp Act, which is used for the longevity of the actual life of the card. So it's used every time that they go and purchase at the pharmacies. How about a medical marijuana registry? That way that they got all this stuff fixed between the authorities. Last time I checked, they didn't even have any of this stuff figured out. My local PD did not know about medical marijuana in the state of Louisiana or patient rights. The local sheriff did not know about medical marijuana or patient rights. Nor did the damn state police know about medical marijuana or patient rights. So if none of these people who are authority figures that are our police, our cops, our general public don't know about medical marijuana and patient rights, I think that it's an absolute shame. So, and then for me to have a prescription that I can't get my medicine in, and to be told, oh, well, you have to wait by not only the doctors, not only the Department of Health, but also the activists, because you back GB Sciences and the LSU Ag doing this whole thing, whenever they can't even produce enough. Did you see the harvest? It's not even enough in extract form to actually do what's needed. But keep thinking what you know everything, kids. Like I said, I worked with Dino Salvatore at Palmer Lake Wellness. 3 1,000-foot grow rooms. And it was barely enough to keep up what was going on there. But hey, I don't know nothing. And that's a small town. That was a small town. And that's one of like a buttload of dispensaries in that area. You guys have no idea what you're in, what kind of treat you're in for. You got to get your stuff together, kids. Start being an activist for your patient rights. Start being an activist for your, access to medicine, for your safe access to medicine. This should not be about who's saying what. This should be about, is it based in fact? And if you go and look at the documentation, if you go look at the videos, if you listen to what's being said, you'll know it's fact. You'll know it's real. And I shouldn't have to put my face on video so you understand that I'm being quite honest. I am not somebody that's crazy. I might have a little bit difference of an opinion about religion and spirituality. But I think we can all get in the same boat whenever we say, hey, guess what, man? We should be having our access to our medication if we're being prescribed it. You don't get a prescription for hydrocodone. You don't get a prescription for Depakote. You don't get a prescription for Seroquel and then not be able to fill it. No, you get a prescription for these things and you go to the pharmacy and you fill it. The vernacular of pharmacy must be changed. Because a pharmacy is any place that gives out pharmaceuticals, period. Louisiana has the vernacular wrong. And your vernacular is what's going to end up getting you caught. It's about the vernacular you're using. It's not about anything else. Deuces.